Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and welcome back to another video. Another day, another cope and seethe session from the Trails fans. Quite possibly the most raped fandom I have ever encountered. So much so that they even put iDubbbz to shame in his cuck chair. Now, originally I was just going to address the viral tweets from Pirate Nation over on SEETHE.com, how he brought attention to Miss Rixia Mao's development to her bust region over the course of several games. But I need to address some other points in the preamble here, as I mentioned, another day, another cope and seethe session, because it literally is every day with these people. Do I even call them people? You know, they call Pirate Nation a tourist incel chud. Well, you're a fucking hoodweeb on stolen land, and I'm going to call ICE on you right now. So you better watch out. But, you know, with Pirate Nation, I'll get to that first, I guess. So, you know, Pirate Nation, an account I follow on SEETHE.com and enjoy him quite a bit because he mainly posts the 4chan, you know, screenshots of the thread title and the image, the green text, and I like to browse V, so I usually see it the day before that I see it again on Pirate Nation's, you know, when he posts things, and I always laugh at it. Plus, he also brings attention to, you know, what's going on in the gaming world. I guess Wario64 does as well, in the way that he just, you know, lets you know with sales and things like that. But Pirate Nation, I guess, tackles more of the woke angles, and will say, okay, Square Enix just laid off people in the US and Europe division, and the Game Awards are coming soon, and you can vote here. Like, you know, he does posts like that. So I'm always just baffled. Like, they call this guy a grifter? Like, okay, call him the chud, incel, whatever. They'll call me a grifter. I don't even make any money off these videos. Give me the watch time, then I can make some money finally. But, yeah, Pirate Nation is the blue check mark, so I guess he makes some crumbs from his posts, but he doesn't have a YouTube channel or anything, and it's just quick little posts. So it gives you the little details, and then you can look it up on your own, and, you know, I think he's a net positive. But the whole tourist part, like, he has posted about Trails before. I actually remember he posted some Rixia threads from 4chan as well, which I think is where the original image came from, showing her size from Cold Steel 2 to Reverie to Daybreak. But there's another one of her, like, crossing her arms, and the post on 4chan said, "How big is too big?" And the correct answer is, it's never too big. Which Rixia is only going to get bigger, I'm sure. So, you know, they attack him, and you can see the raped in the quotes there, so we have to go over that. But when I also say, you know, another day, another cope and seethe session, is because, like, it's every day with these people. Whether it's hassling artists, or just attacking the chuds. Get off my series, chud. Well, you know, I guess I've been here quite a while now, a couple of years playing the Trail series, but the people who played the fan translations 10 years ago, of course, Sky, first chapter, originally released in 2004 in Japan, and there's 13 games and counting, so a lot of them took a while to get properly translated. Daybreak, which I'm currently playing, originally released in Japan in 2021, and then it got the English release in 2024. So, you know, the OGs who played the fan translations of Zero and Azure back in the day, they're the chuds. They're a little chuddy, and they've been here long before you, hoodie. So, there's that. And the most recent one that I came across is the fact that they referred to Toshihiro Kondo, the director of the Trail series, as KKK Kondo, which to me is just baffling, because it's like, this is a Japanese guy. You're linking him to the Ku Klux Klan? What are you, fucking insane? But the reason for that is because in the latest arc, the Calvert arc, the Daybreak games, the main protagonist, Van, is 24 years old. And the main heroine, Agnes, is 16! So these people, what do you know, they're filtered by JRPG and anime tropes, which Trails has all of them, basically. I mean, they have lollies, they have implied incest, and, you know, you could kind of do the incest of certain characters, you know? They have that, they have, you know, the different age gaps, they have everything. Hot spring scenes, you know? So I'm just always perplexed that these people play these games, 13 games and counting, and then they still get filtered by such things. And when the characters in the games endorse it, like the one that we bring attention to in this video is in Trails in the Sky the Third, when Annalise joins the party and she comments on the relationship between Agate and Tita. Now, I forget the age exactly, but Agate's a young man, and Tita is basically a lolly. So, oh no, the Lollaritos! Which, again, I gotta bring this up too. With lollies, you know, there's people who like them. Yeah, I'm not the biggest lolicon, but there's characters I do like Altina and Tio, and, you know, characters like that. But if you don't like them, you should respect the fact that they exist as a gatekeeping mechanism, which is, you know, to keep the hoodweaves out, but still they find a way in here. So, I will have to probably make a video just dedicated to the hoodweaves at some point, because they be wilded. And I saw even Hideki Kamiya was from the top rope felting the hoodweaves. So maybe we'll talk about that next week. So hope you guys enjoy this from the stream. Again, here's the image real quick of Miss Rixia Mao, which you got to understand. We have from the left to right, Trails of Cold Steel 2, Trails into Reverie, Trails Through Daybreak. Now, Rixia makes her first appearance in Trails from Zero, and I'm pretty sure she's either 16 or 17 years old. Like I said, the Trails series, 13 games and counting, and time passes through these games, whether it's, you know, some games are right after the other, like Sky First Chapter, Sky Second Chapter, Cold Steel 1, Cold Steel 2, but when you get to, like, the other arcs, it's a 6 month gap or a year gap. So there's time passing in these games, so Rixia is still a growing woman. So I don't, like, imagine getting filtered by big titties in anime games. So it couldn't be me. And then there was this one. So let's take a look at daily Trails picks. So daily Trails picks, we just have this image here of Renee, Elaine, and Van. Like, it's an innocent page. You know, you just post all the characters. You know, what's the issue here? It's just, this is actually one of the few good Trails pages I've seen. Just posting all the positive stuff. So this re-ray, KK Kondo will make the literal incarnation of the goddess, only for Van to diddy ride to end up with his 18-year-old employee. Like, what? What does this even mean? Okay, I'll try to decipher it. Kondo is the director of the Trail series. Their favorite series, by the way, but he's in the KKK, a Japanese man in the KKK. Just think about that for a minute. And I think the goddess is Elaine, which, you know, Elaine's very pretty. But they get all mad because, okay, in the story, I'm pretty sure Van is like 23 or 24. So Elaine's like the same, I'd say, 23, 24. And Agnes she's 16. But you gotta understand, this is like a trope in JRPGs. And playing the game as much as I have so far, I prefer Agnes to Elaine. I think most people do when they play the games, honestly. So, trust in the Kai 2 plan. Alright, what's this one? She's not 18, but 17. Don't worry, this will not happen otherwise. Based! So, you know. Are there any quotes? Honestly, my Square of the Calvard arc depends on how this is going to conclude. My ideal... oh, I'm blocked. Look at this. See? We saw it in real time. I'm blocked! Oh, there's our boy Galeria. Based Kondo after a long day of adding even more Agnes Van moments into Kai 2. Based. We'll get to him later. What the fuck happens at Daybreak? What are they mad about? There it is. I assure you, dear viewer, this is relevant for the video. So, the other day, our good friend Pirate Nation posted this image of Rixia Mao from the Trails series. And these images, I see them on 4chan all the time. In fact, this is one of the famous 4chan images that they always repost. It's Falcoom! And it's all the busty ladies. I believe this is from Trails into Reverie, so, you know, as big as they're going to get in most cases. And, you know, we can admire all the lovely waifus. So, I'm not sure whether or not this image of Miss Rixia was from 4chan, or maybe it was someone else, another Trails fan posted on Twitter, and then Pirate Nation took it and reposted it. It doesn't really matter. But the point of it is, he writes, some Japanese devs do buffs in sequels instead of nerfs. And it shows the development of Rixia's bust. Now, mind you have to understand that the Trails series right now is 13 games and counting. And it began all the way back in 2004. And over the course of the games, it could be 6 months to a year in between games. So time always progresses. Now, the images of Rixia here, starting from the left, we have her appearance in Cold Steel 2, Trails of Cold Steel 2, Trails into Reverie, and Trails through Daybreak. So multiple years pass, and I'm pretty sure when Rixia begins, she's only like 16 or 17 years old. So she's still a growing woman. And she's only going to get bustier and bustier. So there were multiple levels here where if you read the comments, there's a lot of people who maybe aren't as familiar of the Trails series, and they're asking about it like, wowie zowie, I gotta play this game. And then you'll see people in the quote tweets getting mad about Pirate Software, sorry, this is Pirate Nation, not Pirate Software, Pirate Nation being a grifter, to which, grifter is such a ridiculous word. To them, a grifter is everyone they don't like. I've mentioned before, woke is everyone I don't like, so it goes hand in hand. But Pirate Nation, to my knowledge, doesn't have a YouTube channel. He has a Twitter, and he has the check marks. Obviously, he makes money off these posts. But I think he's overall a pretty positive person to follow. He just posts different things about Metal Gear Solid, Twitch and Dan Clancy getting community noted, Blueprint's developer, and then of course 4chan and Blue Archive. Look at this. Coworker looks at your phone screen. That girl looks a little young, doesn't she? How do you reply? You should see this in my basement. So he's a funny account. I think it's a very entertaining account. I enjoy him quite a bit. Like Funko just admitted it might not survive another year. Sales are down 14%. And so he posts this, and you get a lot of the Trails fans just seething about it. But like for an example, Space Whale, haven't reached that entry yet, but I was under the impression they actually bother explaining why her tits keep growing, which I'm still undecided if it's Kino or not. It is Kino! But she's a growing woman. She's just getting older. These games are each years apart from each other. She's 18 in the left image and 21 on the right. I think it is seriously explained in lore she's growing. I've been informed she's just growing. That'll show me for trusting what someone on 4chan described as experimental orbital technology. So the comments are pretty funny. You're gay if you're bitching about big tits. People getting mad at exposure. There's Risha's boobage. The Western devs seething. What? Yeah, look at this. So here's other examples of King of Fighters and Fatal Fury. This is also in the game. Nina and Judith. Based Vice Principal Heinrich. There's no shame in admiring Rixia Mao's many charms. On the contrary, those who don't should hang their heads in shame. Always a man of culture. That's Trails to Azure. So you get the idea. Yeah, and that's how you get in Western games. Now, I wanted to go over, I'll show you my quote. We love Rixia Mao over here, which I got this image from 4chan. I get all of them from 4chan, but again, here's like Zero in Azure, Cold Steel 2, Reverie, and Daybreak. But there were also other quotes, which I think are worth looking at. There's weapons! Please let Trails go mainstream, and it's the monkey's paw. Be careful what you wish for. Let's see your comments, Weapons. Absolutely not! Rishia's for the chuds! It is true. More people find this series is both a blessing and a curse. It is, because the thing of it is, if good people enjoy the series for it being the niche JRPG that it is, and respect all the tropes, that's a good thing. But when you get people that want to change everything, that's a bad thing. So, some good comments there. Alright, here's where the Grifter word comes up all the time. Rixia has breached containment into the Grifter space, which Pirate Nation has posted about Trails before. So, it's not the first time he's posted about it. Wrong, her massive yins breached my space. We were always here. Grifter, you're a retard. So, we were fighting back. That's why Falco's the goat. Guy's just clapping. It's bigger, it's better. Exactly how it should be. If you're not a tourist, hate to use that term, but this is... See? Okay. But this is Pirate Nation we're talking about. You know, it's actually Nurse disguised as Boss, because the more games Rixia appears in, the less of a character she becomes. I quite enjoyed her in Trails into Reverie. I'm not finished with Daybreak yet, so... I don't know what... Maybe he doesn't like her development in the later games, but... Her arc in Reverie is pretty good. Cease at once! Begone, foul grifters! I want nothing more than to see Trails become a bigger franchise, but not from y'all. It's so bizarre to me, the different factions of the Trails fanbase. You have the chuds, such as myself, and then you have the woke people, who, like, there's the constant back and forth, like, no, Trails is for the woke. No, Trails is for the chuds. The fact that people can't understand, which I think the chuds are more welcoming to let people play it and just go in your corner over there and enjoy it. But don't bring me the nonsense about, oh, the lollies and Tita and Agate and all this other stuff that we don't like. You know, keep that to yourself. Don't talk about that to me. But to act like they're perplexed that right-wingers enjoy the Trail series, how can this be? It's always been the case. Hop off my series. Oh wait, it's Kiseki. We've already got the worst of the worst. Can you freaks stay away from my goat? Leave her and this franchise alone. Freaks! Maybe you're the freak. Oh, here we go. KK Kiseki Twitter in the reply. So let's see how this guy's doing. Cry about it. I love Adolf Kristen. What's your problem with a good written character? It's our series now, I'm gonna cry. Who put fucking... This guy's the hammer and sickle in his profile picture, by the way. Or in his name. Who put fucking Pirate Nation on my franchise, man? Get this shit off my screen. This got the most reaction, it looks like. We far-right fans have been here from the beginning. We have, bitch! It belongs to KK Kiseki fans. My franchise, what an actual bootlicker and actually mentally unstable take. I think the design went way too far to the point of looking ridiculous, but you're just as bad in another way. Who is them? Because I refer to them as them, and they refer to me as them. They got you in their replies. What's your problem with Pirate... Dude, like I just explained earlier, the C's for Pirate Nation. I understand getting mad at Grums, the quartering, people like that, who are rather annoying, but Pirate Nation just posts quick little things, and I think he's a net positive to my feed. You're literally an Indian communist! The grifters again! Oh my god! The dude is a who's the porn addict here? Is Pirate Nation the porn addict? So, some real winners here. The worst fate of a niche game series, have Pirate Nation talk about it, and now the incels? Trails fans, we are finished. If this is the biggest Trails tweet I've seen in months, and it's from those everything woke people. Yep. So they're calling Pirate Nation a tourist, which I find bizarre. Oh, I'm blocked by this person, but I wonder why. The fact this is actually better than what we actually have in the Trails community is insane. That's my wife. Rixia is just built differently. Her potential is limitless. Somehow a better Trails-related tweet than what's churned out most of the time. The funniest thing that could happen to the Kiseki fandom after all their petulant bullshit and depravity really is having a chud grifter latch onto the series as... Pirate Nation's a chud grifter? I'm just perplexed by that, man. Like, someone has to tell me in the comments, is he really a chud? Alright, now we're the base Japanese from the top rope, which is... The R and L are different in Japan, so Leisha's breasts are fine no matter how much you pad them. Fucking based. Try using... They're using our series in the culture war. Alright, so the cope and seethe. The grift! The grift! So, we got it all. Based. Just some, I want to see more of the Japanese. There they are at the bottom. Sequels generally take place after a certain period of time has passed, so it can be considered a legitimate buff. People grow after all. Conversely, applying a nerf would not make sense. Yeah, our tits are going to get bigger and bigger. So, there it is upside down. Falcom's main battlefield was 2D pixel art and chibi style 3D with 4 head proportions until Flash of Kiseki, that's Cold Steel, I'm pretty sure, was released in 2013. For that reason, it's presumed they were fumbling their way through creating 8 head proportions in 3D. So, I just find the whole thing comical because it really is divided by the fact that you have people seething about this, equally people praising it, and then a lot of people in the comments, you know, asking about it. I think, too, there was also one that asked Grok. I want to see if I can find that. They asked Grok. Was it this one? No. Someone asked Grok. And Grok actually had the correct answer. But yeah, it is crazy how many people... What game series is this? Source? Yeah, right here. Grok, what game is this exactly? And Grok kind of gets it right. This is... Grok mentions Rixia Mao! This is Rixia Mao from the Legend of Heroes Trails series, specifically showing models from Trails to Azure, Trails of Cold Steel, and Trails Through Daybreak, where her design got buffed. So, it got it wrong, because that's Cold Steel 2, Reverie, Daybreak. Correct character, wrong games, so... Yeah, Grok got it right, sort of. But anyway, we're gooning! It's Gooner Hour! So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And with that, it's time to goon to Miss Rixia. How could you not goon after seeing these images, especially the one of Falcom? Which, again, that's from Trails into Reverie with the swimsuit. And there's the whole daydream where you can romance all the girls in their bikinis. And it wowies my zowie like you couldn't believe. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Everybody have a great day. And peace out.
99.